Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you catching this bad boy. Hope you're doing good today. I decided it's early morning. As you can see, about 6 o'clock, about 6:37, and I decided to come on here, make a quick little video. Just talking about how everything happens in the spiritual realm first. Did you know that? Everything happened in the spiritual realm first. You know, before changes in your life come to the physical, you know, it happens. It's like a decision is made spiritually. When you make that choice to change your life, or you make your choice to do something different, be somebody different, it happens spiritually. It happens within your sometimes meditative states, sometimes in your dreams. But it happens there, and then it starts to slowly trickle down. Keep in mind, y'all, when we talk about vibration and frequencies, the slowest frequency is the density. This physical specimen that we are, this physical universe, is the slowest energy, that the slowest movement energy. And how you could prove that is if I told you right now to imagine you had $1,000. Matter of fact, if I told you to experience having $1,000 in your pocket right now, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't, some people probably got $1,000 in their pocket. Most times it's in an account. But if I was to say, imagine $1,000 in your pocket right now. Experience having $1,000 in your pocket right now. You could probably close your eyes. Some don't even have to close your eyes, and it's there. And when it comes to spirit, the minute I was saying it, as I was saying it, it was being experienced. Spirit was like almost instantaneous. Your mind came after that. It's quick, but it's not as quick as the spirit. As the spirit, as it's being said, before you even get to the mind where you start to be like, is that believable or not? You are already experiencing it as we saying it, the spiritual, the presence. Okay? Then the mind comes, and the mind starts to imagine it. The mind starts to think about what it was like, and then here comes these beliefs. These like, I can't have that. Maybe could I have that? What if this? Your mind started moving into that that realm. But it's slower than the instantaneous of the spirit. Then the emotionals come. Man, that's not real. I don't have no money in my pocket. How would I get that? Then here comes the feelings. The feelings is slower. It came after the mental. And then physically, if we had to physically bring it there, then it's like a walking out process. Everything around us is playing into that. You might have to work a job, or somebody might come and bring it to you. Like, it's an even slower process. It's an even slower energy. But if you could wrap your mind around the fact that it's all one, and that if these energies are coherent with each other, meaning the spirit aligns with the mind. When the mind says I got $1,000, the mind is like, okay, this is what it would be like. The mind is in alignment. The emotions are also in alignment. Like, that would feel good, man. What would I do with that? It's an excitement. And then the physical is in alignment. You are open to however it may come to you. Whether, hey, if I work this job, are you doing the work, or you can, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's different channels that it can come to you. The more that we can open our minds to the reality and the dimension that all of these things work together and consummate or come all together to be one thing, the more seamless that process of creation can work for us. You got me? The more seamless it can work. But just understanding the nature of them, understanding that the physical is going to work at a slower pace, at a slower frequency. The ups and downs of the physical move at a much slower pace, because seasons in the physical last months. Seasons, actual seasons. I'm talking about summer, winter, fall, spring, at like 4 months. But seasons in the emotion can last days. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a frequency thing, and there's dimensions. As we get closer and closer to, this is just how I see it. As we get closer and closer to the source of existence, our frequency aligns with that. Our frequency is much like that. So I'm finding at this point in my chapter, or at this point in my life, that I'm training my lower, or my more slower dimensions, my physical body, my emotional body, my mind. I'm training them to align with my spirit, with the spirit. And at some point, in aligning with spirit, with your spirit, it's so brilliant how it is. Like, at some point in aligning with your spirit, you come to see that your spirit is the spirit. Now just imagine for a second, if your spirit or your body was connected to all these bodies. Your body was connected to that tree, those cars, the people in those cars. Something in your energetic field can affect their field. And it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us that watch these videos and consume this type of content that knows that to be true. I know that to be true. I got on a path of spiritual enlightenment because I got a taste of it, y'all. I got a taste of it a few years ago when I had one of my breakdowns. And let me know if you would like me to go into a video where I explain this experience. I can understand it could be triggering for some people, and I can understand that, it could be scary to, it could be scary to hear, but I am so thankful that I'm at a place where I embrace it, I accept it, and I'm willing to share it. But I had an experience. God brought this to me. Life brought this to me, because before this, I couldn't I couldn't have imagined that. But I had a breakdown, y'all. I had a mental breakdown. I had a psychosis episode, but it wasn't just no psychosis episode. I'm telling you, it was too real. When I say it was too real, what happened? It's like, y'all, I woke up. First off, there was all these energies just coming at me at once. I was in my room. I remember I was in my room at the time, and I was just sitting down in a prayer position like this. I was meditating, and I was just sitting there like this. And I was seeing all these visions of, my mind was just racing of possibilities. And like, I was seeing myself talking to my daddy, talking to my pawpaw in the same room. I seen my family gathered around celebrating my achievements. Like, I seen my kids working together. I seen my kids. I seen new life. I seen debts. I seen everything, and it was just the possibilities are endless. And y'all, literally something snapped in me. And I woke up, y'all. Literally, I woke up. Then it's like time just blurred. Time just if the best the best way I can describe it is that I was in a dream state and in the world at the same time. Almost like some part of my brain did not wake up, and at the same time I was cognitive. So it's like, somewhere in that experience, God showed me, and literally the universe was responding to me. I'm talking about people I don't know, strangers, animals, everything. I felt at one with God, and it wasn't this egotistical thing. I felt what differentiated me from something outside of me was nothing. It was where I end and where another person began, there was no there was no separation. And I just like, it was just like I seen what love is. I seen God's love, y'all. Like, it's like it's like one being, and feeding into itself, reflecting to itself, and loving itself, and making room for its mistakes. Like, it was wisdom in the mistakes. Like, it was all like training one to really see themselves. And it's like I knew everything, but it's like knowing everything wasn't in the way that the mind would interpret that. It was just like a alignment, you know. And literally, y'all, like, I think since then my life, I've been aligning with that. What I realized is that, you know, in that period, my consciousness at the time wasn't my consciousness. In other words, my identity was not trained or not coherent enough to reside in that dimension. There's literally dimensions of life. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing spooky or crazy about it. An example of a dimension is survival mode versus thriving mode. In survival mode, your truth will be one thing, whereas once you're in thriving, once you're in a place of stability, it's the same. The reality is just as real, but it's different things that occur to you, you know. But those are dimensions of life. Those are dimensions of life. There's a dimension of life where you only and solely focused on your protection, your safety, your cautiousness, your preservation. And then there's another aspect and dimension of life where you focused on love and care and, you know what I'm saying, aspects, dimensions. But I feel like I'm going all over the place. I just kind of want to touch on those different speeds and the importance of, you know, getting them in alignment, getting them in coherence where they understand each other, because that's what started to bring me full circle back into that experience. And though it's been slow, and as I'm bringing it back, it's like my spiritual consciousness, my presence didn't lose that. Your presence is not going to lose any experience that you've had. You know, your mind may forget it. Your mind may suppress it and put it away. Your emotions may be scared of it or afraid of it, thereby blocking it, but your consciousness won't. So sometimes we leave parts of ourselves and experiences that we've had because maybe at the time we didn't know where to place them. We didn't know how to receive them, you know. But I strongly encourage you today, which is why meditation is so important, and sitting and spending time with yourself. Go back and those experiences, and you know, and an example of when they come up is when you just start feeling shit out of nowhere and you can start getting certain thoughts. You know, it always come up. It's like your inner self is always knocking on that door to be like, hey, you left me here. You left me here. And it's like the more we suppress it, it's like it can get volatile. They can almost look evil. It can almost look like evil and darkness, but it's just a part of ourselves that's left in the dark that wants to come to the light. And though it may be painful emotionally, it's essential inherently for your spirit, for your wholeness. Now, that's not going to be for everybody, because everybody's path in this lifetime as a soul is not to reach a certain level of wholeness, but mine's is. And I truly believe that a lot of people watching this channel, there is something in my messages in my journey that resonates with yours. You know what I'm saying? But you know, some people need to see other things before they're comfortable enough to go into certain dimensions, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. We all where we are, and at the end of the day, I think the universe, source, God, the creator, sees it. It's best that we get what we need at the moment rather than, you know, rushing to the finish line, for if you will, you know. And it took me a while to accept that, because I was always, there's that warrior spirit in me. I want to be the best, nigga. I want to be the best at this. I want to be number one, you know. And there was a maturing process, though that warrior still exists. You know, I'm still that warrior through. I mean, that's where all this come from. That's where this come from. But you can honor things, man. You know, you can honor things without having to overexert it. You know what I'm saying? Like this right here. This is a message. These right here. This is me embracing my feminine aspect, the feminine aspect of my being. You know, like I say, embrace it, carry it, without overexertion. You know what I'm saying? Just reminders to myself. You know, this was I feel like maybe this one was a little bit tangent, but I hope you got something from it anyway. With that being said, that's the message. So whether today is a rough day or a good day, whether you're struggling to make ends meet or you're at the pinnacle of your success, the greatest place that you can come from is right where you are. Not perfect, just real. I wish you peace, love, and abundance every single day, but especially when it rains. If you enjoyed the content, if you got something from the message today, hit that like button, let me know. And, you know, I have plenty more videos that you could check out. You know, hopefully it's some news you could use. And with that being said, I'm signing out. Peace.